everyone and welcome back to my channel. So guys, in today's video I wanted to share with you the process that I'm gonna be using to make a floor ottoman, and I'll be using this material. I have this gorgeous material right here that I thrifted, so I just want to use this to make a floor ottoman, and I've already divided this material into several pieces so that it can be easier to work with. I have divided it into squares, 2 squares to be specific, one for the top part and the other for the bottom part. And then I have this extra material that is remaining that I'm going to be using for cutting the middle part. So I'm just going to put this aside for now, and then I'm going to take one of the squares that I have cut already. And just move a little so you can see me. Okay, yeah, so what we are going to do is I'm going to fold this. I'm going to fold this square into, this is 1, then I'm going to fold it 2. Just make sure that it's as even as possible before cutting. Okay. Yeah, so that's it. Then I have my tape measure. Where's my chalk? Oh, here is my piece of chalk. So I'll be using 12 inches, the radius of 12 inches. So that means this is going to be my center, this corner right here. So see, you have folded 1, then you have folded 2. Okay, I think my material was not even, so that's why I'm having the trouble. But just try to fold as evenly as possible. Yeah, so the corner, that is your center. I'm just going to mark that. Then I'm going to take my tape measure and put it at the center. Then I'm going to go to measure. I'll start with the shortest side and make sure that I'm going to be using 12 inches. So I'm going to put my 12-inch mark and see. Yeah, so it's going to fit. So make sure that you start the inches that you want to use, measure them alongside the short side to ensure that they fit so that you are able to go round and get an even circle. I'm going to cut a circle. So this is 12 inches. That is 12 inches mark. But then I'm going to add an extra inch for seam allowance when I'm sewing. So I'm going to add, so that makes it 13 inches. So I'm just going to go around and do the same thing coming this side. So 12 inches right here. I'm going to mark 12 inches.
Let it be a surprise. I don't know who's had a board full of fluff.
Another 12 inches. And finally on this side, another 12 inches. Okay. Then I'm going to add the seam allowance. That's an extra inch. Another extra inch. And another extra inch. And another extra inch right here. Then I'm just going to go ahead and join this by hand. If you have a curved ruler, you can use it, but I do not have, so I'm just going to go ahead and join it as best as possible. Oh, I forgot to mark this part, but it's okay. You can join it with the farthest mark, and then I'm going to join the seam allowance also. So now that I have my circle, I'm going to go ahead and cut it, making sure to cut as straight as possible. Okay, it's a bit heavy, so I have to cut it in portions. I'm going to cut the top part first, and then I'll go back in and cut the bottom part.
What's wrong with Lila?
Sick. I sent her home.
Home? But what about the show?
Here.
But Lila is upstairs with Pastor Owens about the candlelight system conference.
Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and mark so that I get an accurate. Yeah, so I'm just going to trim this, to trace this on the bottom part.
Lucy.
Yeah?
And then I'm going to go ahead and cut it as well.
Right. Well, I'll just see him out next time.
Okay, let me lift this.
Well, that is some picture you've got there, Benny. Now listen, kids, remember, if you want to join this week's winner in our Portrait of Paradise contest, all you have to do is send your artwork to us today.
Or maybe you could drop by the studio and have a chance to meet me.
Well, that's right, Benny. All right, we're going to throw it back to Lila.
Yeah, I have two of them, identical circles. So I'm just going to put this aside. Now I'm going to cut the middle part of the material that is going to form the middle part. I have gone ahead and measured my circumference of the circle. So I'm going to use those measurements to cut the piece that I need. And I'm going to cut a long rectangular piece that will be attached to these two circles. For my measurements, I used the circumference of my circle as the length of the rectangle, and then I measured 15 centimeters for the width. So I realized that my material was not able to cover the whole length, so I ended up cutting two pieces instead, which I later joined to form the required length that I needed for to go around the whole circle. So what I'm doing here is I'm attaching the rectangular piece to the one of the circular parts. So I'll just go around and attach the rectangular piece all around to the circle, and then I'll form a bag with a circular bottom. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. And then after I'm done with this, I'll go ahead and attach the top circle to the rectangular piece again on the other end and close it up. So I'm done sewing the bottom part. I've attached the bottom circle to the middle part. So now it looks like a large bag, a circular bag. See? So I'm going to go ahead and attach the other circle on this other part to close it up, and then I will leave this part that I'm going to leave this part open, and I'm going to attach the other material all round, and then this part will be left open. This is where we will be using to insert the sponge. This is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see it. So now I'm just filling up the bag with the pieces of sponge that I had already cut prior. So I'm just going to fill it up until it's puffy enough, and then I'll be closing up the sides.